All right. I ain't down. Ain't this as always? It's another super official, but I figured, man, us being us and who we are, we could take some time together because and just brainstorm a name, and us brainstorming a name could be an episode. We talk about what we like. I say like this: we throw out all the shit that we like, all the ideas that we have, genres that we're into, and we see, like, just so y'all listening know, we're fucking huge sci-fi fantasy geeks, anime, movies, TV shows, whatever, from Star Wars to fucking Sliders, Andromeda,
Oh my
fucking
god!
Kevin
Right.
Sorbo. I don't know
Oh,
nothing about, nothing about on none of that. So just to date ourselves,
Eolus.
to date ourselves a little bit back, and our fandom started with Xena and all them. So
I
um
remember when they WB had that lineup. It was Xena. It was Xena. Then they had
Herc.
Hercules, but then they had other shows like Bandit. Uh, and then oh, matter of fact, from Hercules, that same universe, they had like I talked. What was the Prince of Thieves? What was his name? He had his
um
own show.
it was a
That's my
Hercules
man
spinoff.
Ash. Yeah, yeah, yeah. But he's also on Xena, and I feel ashamed of myself because he's my man from Evil Dead.
Okay, Xena is a spinoff from Hercules.
Right.
Um, show had two spinoffs: Hercules, Xena. Let's see. Hold on.
It was good, man. It was
Oh, here
good.
we
It
go.
was. I,
Spinoff. Two
I think
spinoff. Oh, young.
Apocalypse.
Oh, young Hercules. That's was one of Ryan Gosling's very first like major acting roles was young Hercules. It was a spinoff of the Kevin Sorbo one. Okay. Oh, Bruce Campbell
King of Thieves.
was the King of Thieves. That's right. Autolycus.
That's exactly what I was trying to talk about. Bruce Campbell.
Okay. All right. So yes, he played. He played. Yes, I remember him
One
now.
second, brother.
Okay, so I remember him being I remember him being the initial thing. So that was pretty fucking cool. Yeah. So this I pulled him up. So it's all coming back to me. I remember fucking sitting down watching this with my mom, Hercules, watching fucking Dr. Quinn, Medicine Woman. Just those, oh man, that's that shit. Dr. Quinn, that's an old school right there. Dr. Quinn, Medicine Woman was something else.
It wasn't just Robitussin for her. It wasn't
No, it
just
wasn't.
Protect.
Oh, a couple of names that we were throwing around. One,
She came with morals and values.
one of the ones we were sitting on for a little bit. I mean, let it marinate. Before it was cool. It's high up there. I'm bringing up a bunch of the ones that let's see. So like I say, I think we both liked before it was cool.
Before it was
Um,
cool up there.
I thought press start to rant was clever, but it's only clever like that first couple times you read it, and it's like, what do I expect from this? You know,
Press start the rant sounds.
level 20
It even
friendship was
sounds like
pretty fucking dope, but I'm like, all
I like
right,
that.
I like that too. I said, what happened when we hit 30? Because we almost there. We'll be 30. To be perfectly honest. Um, let's see. I didn't get Nerds of the Flannel area. I was like, what the hell?
I don't even know if I ever wore flannel. You know what I'm
But that's
saying?
how. But that's what you get when you don't ask the right
Yeah,
question or phrase it the right way. We
yeah,
recorded over the VHS. I think that one in particular because I told them to go back and like pull from a older like nerd perspective, but I don't think it hit the way that I expected it to. And while we're here,
okay.
you got something pulled up?
No, yeah, I'm looking at it. At the at the on the podcast one. Yeah, yeah. Okay, that list, the topics. Okay, no down. We did have Level Up Bros. How did you like that?
Level Up Bros was okay. Yeah, I like that.
I mean, before it was cool to me sounds like really appropriate because
Before it was
we
cool,
get
sound like a pro. I like. Let's look at that too. I like the idea of and I ran it by L, and they weren't super impressed, but I know how I felt about it when I first saw it, and that's really all that matters. So let's see. Let's do this. Let's make sure that we don't let's see. Podcasts and shows. There is, I mean, that's also another thing. Podcasts can be named something and be changed to something and fucking whatever. So that's before it was cool. Was a podcast. Let's check them out. They released the episode the 13th. They have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Wait. 3, 6, 7, 8 episodes, and it's in Spanish. So we could pretty much take over the whole English circuit. You know, we good. And then when we want to dip over there and take that category, you got me. So we straight on that. That's pretty new podcast. Chef, to talk about chef cook. I'm trying to read from what I can gain from Spanish I'm looking for keywords. That's a football player. I know him.
And where are you searching?
This is Spotify. So I just searched Spotify. Then there's also the Before It Was Cool podcast. So before it was cool, the Before It Was Cool we know it from searching ourselves, we know at least that one's gonna pop up as well. So that leads to either, do we keep going forward? They're brand new. But I just had another new list run. Let's see if we got any gold. Let's see. I said don't use any of the ones you previously used. All right. Save Point Society. I like that, but my friends have a group called Save Point. Bitrate and backstories, legends and lore keeper.
Okay.
High score lore. Um, Sci-fi and fantasy storytelling. All right, let's see. Lorebound. Chronicles from the. I said sci-fi and fantasy for this was Star Forge Sagas, Galactic Grimoires, Infinite Quill. Okay, I don't know what I'm doing with that. Let's see. How about this? Let's get a general idea of what. Let's talk about what we want to talk about first. So I feel like I do believe structure is very important. Like we don't have to have like any of the projects, anyone know me for any projects that I work on. There's no like real structure. There's a beginning and an end. I make sure there's at least that. But I do,
Right.
For the most part, it's like honestly and truly whatever we want to talk about. But the big things that for the audience out there listening, we're going to be covering will be, video games, anime, books, TV, movies, the shit that spawns from those books, comic books, anime, video games. We're into space. We're into fucking down deep. We're veterans. We're into, making sure and helping veterans and stuff like that. Being both veterans ourselves. We're into family. I mean, it's gonna be all kinds of food, all kinds of shit that we do, and because we're adults, we can hang out and do and then do vlogs and shit like that. I've always, I want to do that too, but there's a camera aspect involved when it comes to that stuff. So, but that said, this is pretty much going to be whatever, what we do, while we out, because, just so y'all know, me and Juan probably talk on the phone like 4 or 5 times a day, so might as well record at least one of them.
Right. So as far as like, what we would talk about, I think that we're clear. Like we want to do what we used to do 20 years ago today.
And so y'all know what that was. That's Juan and I served on the can we say our ship name? Is it like,
I think we can say our ship name.
Okay. Me and Juan both served on the let's just say one thing, on the EWO together. And had a great time, can't really narrow down the exact moment we met, but from the second that we met, we were friends. We were always hanging out, always chilling, talking about the latest comics, the latest anime, the latest movies, watching anime. Like when we went on deployment, we had gigabytes worth of anime available every night after watch. We were there watching, rewatching, talking about it. What would we do? How would have gone if we wrote an arc? We played video games together. Both of us huge Monster Hunter fans. After watch sometimes, on watch sometimes. Hey, PSP had to come out. We had to fight monsters. We had to train because we going after big game. We grind all day long. We walk by each other. Hey, how far you get? Oh man, I need a couple more pieces, but I don't have it done. All right, well I'll see you tonight. So
that's how it was.
Back then, being old heads ourselves, unks. We lived in the moment, so there was no thought to put a camera or a microphone in front of us back then. Man, I wish we did, because when I tell you that Juan and I used to fucking literally Friday night wait to each other get off work, come over to my house, me, him, and a couple of our friends, all got our laptops, set them out on the kitchen table, dining room table.
It's time to game.
Boom. It's time to game. It's time to watch anime. We all sitting there watching anime, headphones on. Every now and then we say something. Y'all want to see this? We turn the laptops around. We chit chat. Hey, how and it was great. And that's all, and the conversations we had after watching the episodes, like we were all like maybe watch the same episode or something, literally sitting in the same room. Back then there wasn't a whole lot of hook your laptop up to the TV type shit. So we were all watching. We'll all sit there and watch it. Technology was crazy considering what we could do now. Yeah. So back now we can. You want to show anyone anything? You Chromecast that shit. You cast that shit to whatever, man. Screen mirror, wherever everyone gets. Man, it's crazy. Yeah. But
we set on like you could party listen to music now. Like, you know what I'm saying?
One time I went to go put on some music, one of my podcasts to listen to, and it was like join a jam session. I was like, who the fuck? First off, I don't want to jam with none of the people in my house and mix their music with my shit at all. Second, what the hell is this? But I know what it is. It's because I took my network from being like a bunch of random like access points and Google Nest and this, that, other. So it's all the devices are connected. So I am seeing these jam sessions. I am seeing YouTube asking, which TV I want to pop. Now there's a whole list of TVs pop up, but technology is crazy. I wish we could have been like sitting on the couch watching anime back then. Because again, there was no services. There was no services back then. I know there was a few DVDs we used to rent and we would watch or whatever. I was just about to say, And the statute of limitations is over on this, and can't nobody say shit about it. 20 years. I'm talking about 20 plus. So the whole first 200 episodes of Naruto, 250, all pirated, eBay. I had a guy. He had them. He downloaded them, burned them to a DVD, and mailed them. It started when I was in boot camp. And I kept up with it but yeah, that's what we would do. We all
remember the fan subs.
I remember though. I remember. That was just one website, and it actually makes me sad. I'm a huge. That's nothing I'm gonna be talking about. I'm a huge. I might be saying it wrong. Tonkatsu. Japanese live action. Okay. Super Sentai, Kamen Rider, Power Ranger. Is it just Ultraman type shit, and so there was a website called TV Nihon that was amazing, and that's where I went. Oh, you remember it? That's where I went to for all of my shit, because you could get everything, and it wasn't just live action. They did animate it. They did a lot of fucking, and that's what back then. Torrents was our way to go. So we all had our sites, we all had whatever. We shared all our files, and we watched stuff, and the only thing we was missing was a microphone right there in the middle of the fucking table. Camera placed strategically, in a corner recording. We could have been all of this shit, man. I remember, I think about all the conversations that I've had. Not that they haven't been amazing conversations and I haven't loved them, but content-wise, down the drain.
Yeah.
On the floor, 5-second rule pass. I can't go back and have somebody try to, hey, you remember when we talked about fucking Power Rangers for like hour? You want to do that again? Like, and say the exact same shit? No, nobody want to do that shit. So
no,
I'm happy that now there are mediums and things in place in order to be able for us to chat and talk and share our experience and just have fun, because we would be doing this anyway. Why not?
This is all we did last time I saw you anyway, like a couple weeks ago or whatever.
Shit, Baldur's Gate. We went out and saw nature, enjoyed nature, came in, paid Baldur's Gate. Let's see. Let's try. Nerd stuff.
I think that topic wise, I think that we were always very good at, and if we're just hearkening to like the things that we used to do as kids, I think that back then we were always really good at deep dive, and then being very perspective, like we giving different looks.
I know. I remember you and I having some really good conversation. What's his name? Chester?
I think his name was
something similar. I'm not trying to say the same thing. Okay, yeah. It doesn't matter. You know what I'm talking about. So I remember he had some controversial takes, and not so much controversial, just you never known somebody that just like to argue. He was like that. I remember him being a lot like that. We would say we like fucking this anime because the fighting is great, and he would say the fighting is the worst thing about it. Okay, whatever. But anyway, but in a sense, I do feel like that his take would have been valid for some people to hear. Contrarian, what's that? That's a name.
Contrarian is someone that is purposely trying to argue whatever.
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
TIL.
He had a way of being that way. Like I'm not gonna lie, and some of the stuff he used to say was very convincing. Like,
you can, and back then, you say something long enough and loud enough, eventually.
But for me, it wasn't even about being convincing. I think part of like when we talked was that it was a take worth listening to. Yeah. It wasn't like it was baseless. There's like but you could tell at times when somebody's giving their opinion
Or they're
on
trying to rile
a
you up.
possibility, or not just rile you up, but just create a talking point that doesn't or shouldn't exist. It's more fanfic than fan opinion. You know what I'm saying? Or a take. You're creating a fan fiction because you don't like something that's like a part of the story in a way that you don't appreciate. And it's not like we're talking about like a remake. It's anime. Some anime that we might have watched, an original work from back in the day. He's like, I don't like this about that, and I'm like, and then when he's talking, he's creating some points of views, and I'm cool with the points of views until it becomes less about perspective, more opinion, and
shit, man. I imagine back then we said some shit that would have made some great names. Talked about some stuff that would have made some great names. 20 years worth of content.
Yeah, man, I'm drink. We're failures. We're not even has-beens. We never was.
Well, we started somewhere, so here we are. So we started. So now we got to present. We got the option to be one-hit wonders.
We could say we should. We could call this. We should have been.
We should have been. Should have been a lot farther. Should have had a lot of episodes. Should have had more sponsors. should have. God, should be more zeros on the end of that check when y'all hear me talk. But not yet. Not yet.
Famous lines in every movie. Not yet.
Let's see. How about this? Different names based on before it or we're asking a friend if anyone's wondering. Wink, that's nuts. We look okay. Before it was cool. We liked it first. We sound like Ray. We sound like Ray J. That form. Okay, we can't be doing that. Hipster canon, beta, retro cred, founding fandom. Ooh, that's got out.
Live from the founding fandom. I like that.
Nerds from the jump. Source material supreme. Oh, that's a lot. Legacy nerds. Mainstream my obsession. Man, that's a nice book title. Signed copy club. I would like to be a part of that. I would love to get like Suzanne Collins from the Hunger Games to sign some shit. I got most of her. Cult to classic. Ooh. What we were there. It keeps putting TM. I feel like if it's putting TM next to something, there's a bunch of different stuff, but I don't see.
That makes.
We liked it. Founding fandom. I still think that we'll just be randomly sitting and doing something and it fucking just click. Can't force it like a turd, I guess. Trying to also decide I might have just gotten louder because my mic was turned down, but I think what days of the week release. That'll give us a, make sure we get things done by a day. Because I also don't want it to be. I want to have like standard episode because we always just gonna be talking about something. But I thought I was like, damn, look at that Zoom.
Eventually, I'll get this thing to Zoom.
I want to talk about like a per week episode because that's easy. But then also like when we focus on like niche stuff, like we get a wild hair up our asses and we want to talk about D&D for a bunch of stuff. We got a bunch of, hey, whatever our name is, presents D&D 101, D&D, or, you know, I don't know. It's always something. We'll figure.
Well, I think that we'll figure out ways to do things. I think that even talking over other content, reviewing other content live with whoever, like
that, I do want to do. I do because because listen, like we could do shit like let me see if I can figure it out.
Even like a live watch party, like
that too.
Yeah.
See if I can figure out how this works.
Like, remember we had a conversation, and you keep doing your thing, but remember we had the conversation about reviewing that motion picture comic of Peter Parker's death.
Yeah, yeah.
We can do that.
Watch, dissect, yeah.
Yeah, and if it's the same, I believe it's the same universe I'm thinking about. It'll be a fun, fascinating thing to talk about with people. I think, especially because a lot of people don't remember comics. See, a lot of people that are coming into the mainstream watching comics the way we used to back then, before it was cool.
Yes.
A lot of people that are doing that now don't remember comic books before Miles Morales, or don't remember comic books before Black Nick Fury. You know what I'm saying? Like,
or would have never. That's the funny thing about that is people out there who, like you said, as far as they know, Nick Fury was always black.
He always looked like Samuel L. Jackson, huh?
Yeah, because his likeness is now in the comics.
And that's something that happened, when me and you were in high school. Like that deal with Nick Fury, because that's Nick Fury is the ultimate. The Nick Fury that we have in Marvel now, in the MCU, is Ultimate Nick Fury.
Okay.
So the comic books, the movies that we've been watching have been, mimicking the Ultimate Universe in some way, shape, or form.
So the Ultimate Universe is what most people, not most people, I'm gonna say, that could be a small group of people somewhere that, as far as they're concerned, the Ultimate Universe, that's Marvel.
Yeah. Yeah. If you woke up, if you were born in 2006, your Spider-Man is Tom Holland, probably. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, there's a way it could do it, because like we could put like fucking TikToks on it, like say we review like big back shit. So we'll just fucking put, we can. I'm trying to figure out if I can find hold on. Damn, I can't spell. That's why I got spell check on everything. And any kind of. Oh, let's do this. I'm not seeing anything that looks funny. So, okay, so for example, how do I get rid of this? I don't know how to fuck it. One of these days I'll figure it out, and we'll be able to watch TikToks or y'all know YouTube and all the other stuff I know how to do. That's easy. That shit pops right up. But I do think, like, for example, like at another point, I do think like watching that Spider-Man and critiquing, and not so much critiquing because you can't critique perfection, but anything dealing with Spider-Man. I mean, most things. Let me tell you that. Let me shut the fuck up because not everything is perfect when it comes to the Spider-Man universe at this moment. But I'm adding that to the list.
The critiquing the different Spider-Man universe.
Yes, the different versions as well. Favorites. How do I get the this?
That's a good topic.
I do think it's a topic. All right, so I'm not sure necessarily you guys gonna even get a name out of this episode, but we by the time y'all even know what this is or hear this, y'all gonna be like, man, they figured it out. They did. But I do think like reviewing things, gaming, we're gonna be playing a lot of games, streaming. We're gonna be got Baldur's Gate. I've been actually dying to play Baldur's Gate. I actually loaded it up to see where we were. We had just finished on that like shore because we were going after that harpy.
Yeah, I was looking for that since we got to the grove.
We gotta knock that out. We've been watching Murderbot. We're gonna finish watching some more Murderbot. Watch that. Lazarus. We got to get a watch list, like something that we watch like every week. Oh shit, new episode out. We gotta watch it. Oh, you and I, we got 2 episodes of Vigilantes. We should actually watch those 2 episodes. Once we get some time, and then review that first season.
Yeah. I mean, it's a mini series. So, and if they're smart, it's a mini series. I think that.
Yeah, it's just a spinoff, right?
Yeah, it's just a short little mini series, and what they will be smart with, what they do, how they ended My Hero Academia is just catapult this forward. Like this should be almost like they should turn even Vigilantes into an OVA at some point, like when they finish. Because having had read the whole manga, it's gonna be the buffer between what happens when My Hero Academia ends and the new season, because I don't want to throw any spoilers out there, but
the manga is over, right?
The manga's been over, but for people that don't read manga, the anime.
Yeah, okay. Because you read all of the manga, you said, and you watched all the anime too.
I watched all the anime.
8th and final season drops October 2025. The season will cover the remaining chapters of the final war arc and the epilogue. Okay. I'm at the point where Stars and Stripes was introduced.
Oh my god.
And then Stars and Stripes went home. So that's where I'm currently at. So you know where my heart level's at right now, because I was like, damn. But at the same time, New Order. We'll save that for a whole My Hero Academia episode. We need to have a whole My Academia episode, because then we can talk about quirks. Blah, blah, blah. So then there we go. See, we're doing it already. So we'll figure out. But we ain't gonna keep this too long. We appreciate y'all chilling, hanging out with us while we just jibber jabber. And shit, we're gonna be back soon talking about My Hero Academia. ASAP. Later.
Peace, chicken grease.